This video is intended to help you register through the PowerSchool Portal program for the 2019-2020 school year. You received several documents in homeroom today, which will help you with course registration. The registration information sheet has all the instructions for registering for the 2019-2020 school year. On the back, you will find the instructions for registering through the online portal. The typical course sequence sheet will show you what the course sequences for world language, math, science, social studies, and English are. You also have a prerequisite sheet, which will show you the courses that have a required prerequisite. Remember that a prerequisite in a class that you should have taken first. Don't select a class from this list if you have not passed the prerequisite. You also have an audition application approval sheet. This is a different sheet depending on your grade level. Classes listed on this sheet are not available for you to select in the online portal. It will be your responsibility to complete the required audition, application, or additional form requirements and return this signed form to your current counselor's bin by February 28, 2019. You have also received a copy of your graduation checklist. You will use this to review the courses you have already taken and determine which course is next in the sequence. To get started, you will go to www.my.ncedcloud.org and enter your username and password. Once there, you're going to select the PowerSchool Student Portal. You'll probably start out at the Grades and Attendance screen within PowerSchool. You're going to look on the navigation list on the left-hand side, and you're going to click on Grade History. On your graduation checklist, you will need to check the final grades for your classes. These grades are found under F1. So for each school year that you have been here in high school, you will need to click on that tab and look under F1 and look at the courses to see if you have received credit for it. Every class that you have passed is a credit. You will need to check off the classes that you have passed. Put a star on the line next to the courses you are currently taking. Some classes may need to be written in, such as electives. Looking at our sample students' final grades, we have completed the checklist. And looking at this checklist, we can see that this student has actually passed English 1, English 2, and is currently taking English 3. So the next English class would be English 4. For math, the student has passed Math 1, Math 2, and is currently taking Math 3. The student will need to select another math class after Math 3. The student has decided to take Advanced Functions and Modeling. Our student has passed Earth and Environmental Science and Biology. The student is currently taking Physical Science. And looking at the checklist, you notice that this student has completed all required science credits for graduation. However, this student is interested in attending a 4-year college. Therefore, chemistry will be required. So this student will take chemistry. This is the same process you will follow for all of the other sections on your checklist. After we move on to this paper registration card. The sample student will need to select an English 4 class, since that would be the next class in the sequence. There are options for Standard, Honors, and AP English 4. Our sample student has spoken with teachers, their trusted adult, and parent, and based on that is going to select Honors English 4. It is important that you go through all these steps to complete the paper card first. Even though the registration is online, your signed paper registration card is due to your homeroom teacher on February 1st, 2019. You have space on your registration card to write in the course names for requested courses and alternates. This will allow you to make sure that you have selected the right number of courses. Once your paper registration card is completed, you will click on Class Registration in the navigation list on the left side. This will bring you to the registration screen. The courses are separated by content areas similar to the layout of your paper registration card. Remember, you must pick 8 courses and 4 alternates. Courses are either 4x4 or A B Day. Remember, if you select one 8A B Day class, you have to select another. Course numbers indicate whether the class is 4x4 or 8A B Day. This is noted on the front and back of your registration card. Some courses, such as AP Biology, count as 2 classes because the course meets every day for the entire school year. The system will keep track of your total number and will not allow you to submit unless all fields are complete. We will use the sample student's registration card to complete the online registration process. Since we know that our sample student has already completed the graduation checklist, reviewed the prerequisite sheet, and has already spoken with teachers, trusted adult, and parent to assist in the course selection process. We will be focusing on translating the paper registration card to the online portal. This student is a rising senior, so we're going to click on the little yellow pencil, and the student is going to start with selecting their core classes. The first option is English. In looking at the registration card, we see that the sample student has selected Honors English 4. The student will click in the box to the left of the Honors English 4, then click the blue OK button in the bottom right corner. You'll see that the class will show up here, which means that we have selected that course. Next, we are going to choose the math class. In looking at the registration card, we see that the sample student has selected Advanced Functions and Modeling. The student will click in the box to the left of Advanced Functions and Modeling. Then click the blue OK button in the bottom right corner. Now on to Science. In looking at the registration card, we see that the sample student has selected Chemistry. The student will click in the box to the left of Chemistry, and then we'll click the blue OK button. The next section is Social Studies. The student has selected Honors American History 2. The student will click the box to the left of Honors American History 2, then click the blue OK button. The next section is CTE electives. Our student has made sure to have met the prerequisite for Honors Accounting 2, and that is the class the student would like to take. You will use the arrows at the bottom of the list to move to different pages. This student will click the box to the left of Honors Accounting 2. Then click the blue OK button in the bottom right corner. The next section is World Language electives. Our sample student has decided to take Spanish 2. Again, the student has made sure that the prerequisite has been met. We will use the arrows at the bottom of the list to move to different pages until we find Spanish 2. Then we will click the blue OK button in the bottom right corner. The next section is Performing Arts electives. Our sample student has decided to take concert choir. So the student will click on the box to the left of that from the list. and then we'll click the blue OK button in the bottom right corner. Since our sample student has selected an 8A B-Day class, another 8A B-Day class must be selected. Remember that you have to select 8A B-Day classes in pairs. The next section is visual arts electives. Our sample student doesn't have any interest in visual arts, so we will skip that section. The next section is the social studies electives. Since our sample student needs to select another 8A B-Day class, our sample student has decided that this will occur within a social studies elective. Our sample student knows that 8A B-Day class course number ends in 800. Our sample student has decided to elect AP Psychology. The student will click on the box to the left and then click the blue OK button. The next section is health and PE electives. Since our student has already passed the required health PE needed for graduation and has no interest in additional PE electives, so we will skip this section. The next sections are ROTC electives, English electives, and science electives. These will be skipped as our sample student does not have interest in these. The next sections of OCS Core, OCS CTE, and extensions are programs that don't apply to our sample student, so they will be skipped. 4x4 electives, Honors Accounting 2 and Spanish 2, we need to make sure that 2 4x4 alternates are selected. So using the arrows along the bottom of the list, our students can see all the alternate options available. Please note that these are not separated by content area. That means that you will have to pay attention to your selections. Our student has decided to select Honors Big History Project by clicking the box to the left, and Principles of Business and Finance by clicking that box to the left and then clicking OK. Since our sample student has selected 2 8A B-Day courses, Concert Choir and AP Psychology, we need to make sure that 2 8A B-Day alternates are selected. The next section is 8A B-Day elective alternates. Using the arrows along the bottom of the list, our students can see all the alternate options available. Please note that these are not separated by content area. That means you will have to pay attention to your selections. Our student has decided to select creative writing, by selecting the box to the left, and Women's Chamber Choir by selecting the box to the left and clicking OK. The next section is for mid-year graduation. Since our student is not interested in graduating after first semester, we will skip this section. The very bottom of the screen will let you know how many classes you have selected. Remember, you must have selected 8 classes and 4 alternates. Now that my selections are complete and I have the correct number of courses and alternates, I can submit my requests. You are also able to see all of this registration information on the South Meck High School registration Weebly site. We hope that this video was helpful to you as you complete the online registration. The online registration portal will be open from January 23rd to February 1st, 2019. Online portal closes at 8 a.m. on February 1st. Please contact your assigned counselor directly if you have any questions, and we'll be glad to help. Counselor contact information can be found on the registration information sheet and on the school websites. Counselors will be available for advisement during all lunches from January 24th through January 31st. Individual meetings with the counselors for course verification will occur between February 25th and March 13th, 2019. These meetings will occur during your second semester English class or by appointment. That's if you had English first semester. Thank you again for watching this instructional video and good luck with registration.